Vladimir Lenin summarized by Uyen. Vladimir Ilyich Ulyanov, V.I. Lenin, is a former prime minister and the founder of the Soviet Union, the world's first communist state. He was also the head of the Bolshevik Party and led the October Revolution in 1917, one of the most influential events in the 20th century. On April 22, 1870 in Simbirsk, now Ulyanovsk, Russia, Vladimir Ilyich Ulyanov was born in a middle-class and educated family. He became politically radicalized early as a teenager and declared himself a Marxist in 1889. Lenin soon was arrested for engaging in Marxist activities and exiled to Siberia. He later moved to Germany and Switzerland, where he met other European Marxists. During this time, he called himself Lenin and established the Bolshevik Party. Lenin wanted to politically revolutionize Russia, overthrow the Tsar's rule and turn Russia into a socialist country. In World War I, Russia was losing pretty badly. There were food and fuel shortages, and the people didn't want to battle anymore. Germans arranged for Lenin and other Russian revolutionaries in exile to return to Russia, so they would further destabilize this country's attendance in the war since both were against fighting at this time. When Lenin returned in April 1917, the Russian Revolution already begun. Strikes over food shortages in March had forced the inept Tsar Nicholas II to step down, ending Russia's imperial rule. The country came under command of a provisional government, which opposed violent social reform and continued Russian involvement in World War I. Lenin, factory workers, peasants, soldiers and sailors overthrew the provisional government. To Lenin, the provisional government was a dictatorship of the bourgeoisie while he wanted a dictatorship of the proletariat with direct rule of the workers and peasants. The Bolsheviks seized power and proclaimed Soviet rule, making Lenin leader of the world's first communist state. This new government ended Russian involvement in World War I with the Treaty of Brest-Litovsk. The Bolshevik Revolution plunged Russia into a 3-year civil war. The Red Army, backed by Lenin's newly formed Russian Communist Party, fought the White Army, a loose coalition of monarchists, capitalists and supporters of democratic socialism. During this time, Lenin enacted a series of economic policies to help him consolidate power and defeat the White Army. These policies quickly nationalized all manufacturing and industry throughout Soviet Russia and requisitioned surplus grain from peasant farmers to feed the Red Army. These measures proved disastrous. Under the new state-owned economy, both industrial and agricultural output plummeted. About 5 million Russians died of famine in 1921. So Lenin had to institute his new economic policy, a temporary retreat from the previous complete nationalization. The new economic policy created a more market-oriented economic system, a free market and capitalism, both subject to state control. The best thing was that it actually worked. Lenin's Red Army eventually won Russia's civil war. In 1922, a treaty between Russia, Ukraine, Belarus and some other country formed the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics. Lenin became the first head of the USSR, but by that time, his health was declining, which compromised his ability to govern. His absence paved the way for Joseph Stalin, the Communist Party's new general secretary, to begin consolidating power. Lenin resented Stalin's growing political power and saw him as a threat to the USSR, but Stalin still became the next leader anyway. Our comrade passed away on January 21, 1924, in Gorky Leninsky, near Moscow. He was 53 years old. His embalmed body remains on display in Lenin's mausoleum in Red Square. Thanks for watching.